Something's happening anytime and anywhere. We're the folks to turn to, we're the ones who take you there. We're a part of Connecticut, the heart of Connecticut. What a difference we make in your day. We're involved, we relate to your style, to your state. Make a choice, make it great, make it 8.
Coming up next on Action News, cool victory in Calgary. Katarina Witt takes the gold, and we'll have details.
Scenic snow this Saturday. Hi, I'm Bruce Avery, and a golden glow for Sunday. A complete forecast in a few minutes. AJ?
Well, Bruce, the Whalers trail Buffalo, so they have a chance to make up some ground tonight when they take them on the ice. The results in 20.
The Democrats face off down south. We'll tell you about the Atlanta debate, and we'll show you some fancy snow where the sun always shines. Those stories and a lot more straight ahead on the Action News Late Edition. Jones.
All right. Okay, the first president to live in the White House.
Oh, who is John Adams?
Right.
Okay, presidents for 200.
Wow, Alex Trebek.
He wasn't a president.
Jeopardy! Jeopardy!
Come on,
Jeopardy! Jeopardy!
History for $200. The answer is the site of Napoleon's last defeat. Mike.
What is Waterloo?
Correct.
I'll take potent potables for $100.
Gee, the drinks in this place are expensive.
The answer is gin and vermouth.
Oh, what's in a martini?
Good.
I'll take food for thought for 300.
Let's make this an audio daily double.
Why will my fried eggs be scrambled today?
That's right. It's time for Final Jeopardy.
Final Jeopardy on.
The category is Ancient Egypt. The Final Jeopardy answer is exact chemical formula of the fluid used to embalm King Tut.
King Tut?
Put it on my tab.
Weeknights at 7:30 on WTNH Channel 8.
Oh, be sure and phrase it in the form of a question.
WTNH Channel 8, New Haven, Hartford, serving Connecticut.
Live from WTNH, this is Connecticut's Action News, with a complete review of the day's events from across Connecticut and your world. Plus, reports from the Action News team. Now, Action News.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Kirk. Here's what's happening. Katarina Witt has won the gold in Calgary for the second time. The East German superstar skater took to the ice with a near-perfect figure skating performance tonight. It was to be a battle between two young skaters. An American, Debbie Thomas, thought to be Witt's toughest competitor, finished third. But it is not a hollow victory for Thomas, the first black ever to win a medal at the Winter Olympics. The 20-year-old California student slipped twice during her performance, and that cost her dearly. Canadian Elizabeth Manley finished second. Our Anthony James has been following all of the drama and emotion up north, and he'll have a complete report later in sports, so stay tuned for that. In other news tonight, domestic violence at home has claimed another Connecticut couple. Shortly after 2 o'clock this morning in Hamden, police were called to this house on 4th Street, where the body of 44-year-old Rose Jefferson and her 48-year-old husband Henry were found lying in a pool of blood. Police suspect from witness accounts the man allegedly shot his wife and then killed himself in an upstairs bedroom.
There has been a history of domestic violence at that residence. On the 23rd of this month, there was a restraining order issued by the Superior Court, and that order apparently delivered to the home sometime yesterday on the 26th.
Chief Ambrosio says several weapons were found in the house after the shooting. As he said, a restraining order had been served yesterday to Henry Jefferson, who was in the midst of a difficult divorce. Neighbors tell Action News the domestic situation has grown worse over the past several months. A nationwide search continues tonight for a man wanted in connection with a murder in Waterbury. Police believe This 26-year-old man shot and killed his neighbor last Thursday. He has 3 aliases, but authorities believe his real name is James Randall Frazier, originally from California. Frazier allegedly shot Larry Perrette at point-blank range. Perrette turned in Frazier for dealing drugs, and the killing may have been motivated by revenge. Frazier was out on bail at the time, facing other drug charges. And there is an update tonight on the Penny Sarah murder case. You'll recall the young woman was found dead in her New Haven she was found dead in New Haven back in 1973. Anthony Galino was convicted of the killing but later cleared. His body type did not match stains found on the victim, and today Galino's attorneys say the police knew that all along.
We have evidence that long before May 15, 1987, the New Haven Police Department knew that Tony Galino had type A blood, and that Tony Galino did not have type O blood, which was the killer's blood.
Keefe is suing the New Haven Police Department over the matter, and today began taking depositions from detectives who worked on the case. In New York tonight, hundreds of police officers are on the lookout as the search for a cop killer continues. Police are scouring a drug-ridden Queens neighborhood where 22-year-old patrolman Edward Byrne was gunned down yesterday. The rookie cop was guarding the home of a witness involved in a major drug trial. A $30,000 reward is up for grabs for anyone with information leading to the arrest and conviction of Byrne's killer. Meanwhile, Dallas police are close to nabbing a suspect responsible for killing an off-duty officer last night. Patrolman Gary McCarthy died in Parkland Memorial Hospital 4 hours after being shot during a robbery attempt. It happened in West Dallas as McCarthy was escorting a grocery store manager on a trip to the bank. A man appeared from nowhere and tried to snatch a money bag. Officer McCarthy was shot when he refused to hand over the loot to the bandit. The gunman fled the scene in a waiting car. This was the 3rd fatal shooting of a police officer in Dallas in recent weeks. The shootings are being blamed on mounting racial tensions that exploded into a violent confrontation on the steps of Dallas City Hall today. Police armed with clubs moved in as hundreds of Ku Klux Klan protesters clashed with a group of hooded Klans members calling itself the Skinheads. Several protesters suffered minor injuries. At least 8 were arrested on charges ranging from assault to disorderly conduct. The Klansmen are upset over the city's new affirmative action plan calling for the hiring of more minorities on the city's police force. And still ahead tonight, the Democrats debate down south, and Panama's president is missing. Those stories and more when we come back. Stay with us.
Mitsubishi. This is Prius for 1988, imported by Mitsubishi. Available as a 3 or 5 door, it's one remarkably equipped car. Not only does it offer front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, and fully independent suspension, it has more than 60 other standard features. And at $53.95, it also has something Tercel, Sentra, and Civic can't give you: a much lower price. Surprising value. That's Prius 3 or 5 door. Test drive Prius today at your Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
Brian Alden is having a sale. Our Brook Hill bed is now $649. The Timo bed is now $499. The Country bed is $399. During our sale, all lamps 15% off. Sealy sectional with Queen Sleeper, now $999. The MacArthur chair, now $249. Visit our stores during our store-wide furniture sale going on now through March 6th.
This week, something very special is happening on Stars. Join host Ed McMahon and Fame's Billy Hussey and from Facts of Life Kim Fields for an encore presentation of a full hour of The Little Stars. You'll thoroughly enjoy tonight's 7 and 12-year-olds make their first television appearance, and all for a shot at $25,000. It's The Little Stars with big talent, the Junior Championships.
Tonight at midnight, make it 8.
Knots Landing. For the 3rd year in a row, it's been voted the #1 primetime soap. Meet the stars of Knots Landing: Michelle Lee, Donna Mills, Joan Van Ark, Kevin Dobson, and Ted Shackelford, all guests next on it.
Then, on the next Sally Jesse Raphael show, meet a woman whose life could be turned into a primetime soap opera without much rewriting. Roxanne Pulitzer here after Donahue.
Donahue at 9, Sally at 10, Monday on WTNH Channel 8.
Where is Panama's president? That's a legitimate question tonight. Eric Arturo Duvalier was under house arrest at the presidential mansion, but somehow managed to escape. Duvalier had been confined to his home after ordering embattled General Manuel Noriega to resign. Noriega holds the real power in the country and used it by removing Duvalier from office. Tonight, the president's sister says her brother is hiding out in a safe location. Meanwhile, closer to home, a presidential contender is putting some rumors to rest tonight. Former Colorado Senator Gary Hart announcing today that he has no plans of dropping out of the Democratic presidential race. That despite his poor showing in the New Hampshire primary earlier this month. Hart telling reporters of his intentions during a news conference in Atlanta, Georgia, where the candidates are gearing up for Super Tuesday. Today, the Democrats squared off for a Rocky-style debate full of punches, as Mark Left reports.
Round two of the Southern debates had Michael Dukakis going after two of his rivals much more than he has before. Dukakis began by borrowing a line from Jesse Jackson to attack Richard Gephardt for his pro-Reagan administration tax reform votes. He continued with a shot at the future of Gephardt's congressional proposal on trade sanctions. Some congressmen say it won't survive the spring.
The Gephardt amendment is dead. You know that.
I don't know that, Mike. Where did you hear that?
Its burial has been postponed until after Super Tuesday in deference to the next of kin, but it's dead. It really is.
Right, I didn't know that. Stay tuned, Mike. We'll see what happens.
Dukakis also went after Al Gore on their relative experience in foreign policy.
You know, Al Gore's never run a government. He's never balanced a budget. He's never picked a cabinet. Never had to shape an administration, never had to work as a chief executive with a legislature. All things which were a little different from serving in a legislature. The only time he ever conducted a negotiation was that MX negotiation, and the administration took him to the cleaners.
That prompted Jesse Jackson to point out the dangers of the candidates making the wrong kinds of headlines by taking pot shots at each other.
We could become so angry until when we come back here in July, we'll not be able to come together as a team. I hope we can stay above that level of rat-a-tat-tat. I hope we can survive that.
Paul Simon, days before the debate, and Gary Hart during it, said it's possible no candidate will reach the Atlanta convention with enough delegates to win the nomination. The future of education and the fight against drug abuse were major topics in the debate. Al Gore slamming Vice President George Bush for leading what he called an ineffective response to the nation's drug problem. Democrats take the same show on the road to 2 more cities in the next 2 days. The Republicans move on to the same stage in Atlanta Sunday afternoon. Mark Leff reporting.
Well, we could have used some of that heat from that debate to warm us up today, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a strange day today. It snowed in some places for about 12 hours.
Not very much, though.
Yeah, nothing really accumulated. There was some reports of maybe an inch on the ground out in western Fairfield County, but not much more than that. And there won't be much more of snowfall. Cold weather, that's a different story, and I'll have a complete forecast coming up.
Another timely flash to help you save some cash. Grody of West Hartford and Chevrolet slash prices. Save on celebrities and celebrity Eurosports with factory rebates of $750 and even bigger Grody discounts. Drive away a 1988 4-door air-conditioned celebrity for $199 a month. Chevy slashes prices. Grody slashes them even further. See the celebrities, Blazers, and S10 pickups, but hurry. You must purchase during February. Grody Chevrolet of West Hartford. 3 generations of service.
Neglecting your pool lately? You'll find lots of pool cleaners in the original Yellow Pages, Connecticut's book. The best place to find everything you need.
SNET, we go beyond the call. Don't you love Connecticut? Aren't you proud of where you live?
From the inner city to the quiet fishing village, Connecticut is talking proud. Monday on Live at 5, Keith Kuntz gets to the pulse of some of Connecticut's favorite neighborhoods. What makes them tick? People are proud of where they live, and you'll meet some of them Monday on Live at 5 on WTNH Channel 8.
Make a choice, make it great, make it 8.
Get ready, get going. It won't stay long. Get that bold new taste before it's gone.
McDonald's Cheddar Melt.
Head for that beef, a quarter pound on a light rye bun. Nothing like it around.
McDonald's Cheddar Melt.
With cheddar cheese sauce, grilled onions too. A bold new taste from McDonald's to you. Take along for the ride, super-sized fries. It's a good time for the great taste.
Cheddar Melt.
Of McDonald's for a limited time.
I'm Judge Robert J. Franklin. Every day I hear cases that deal with the heart-rending conflicts in families. Join me in family court and share these emotions on The Judge.
Just a little bit of snow in the picture on this last weekend of February. Nothing to get upset about, though.
No, nothing to get upset about at all. As a matter of fact, it's...
Because we would take it all out on you anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're getting rid of winter, but it's going away very slowly. There was snow around most of the day, but it was that kind of quiet, peaceful snow. And tonight, temperatures around the region, 31 on the coast, 28 in inland sections. The temperatures did get up into the upper 30s around the state today. Dew points in the 20s and the teens, relative humidity in the 80s and the 60s. There's a little bit of patchy ground fog around. Be aware of that. Just depends on where you are. Pressure is starting to rise. That means the storm is completely clearing our region, and the winds are light to moderate out of the northeast. Overhead, there still is quite a bit of cloudiness around, but slowly overnight and through tomorrow, that will ease out of the region. And tomorrow afternoon should turn out to be a pretty nice afternoon, although it will be chilly. And I think pretty much the entire week will remain below normal temperature-wise. Right now around the state, 28 degrees in Windsor Locks, 32 degrees in New Haven, 31 in Bridgeport, 31 in Groton, 24 degrees in Springfield. And the temperatures will drop tonight, maybe some places down into the teens. Weather watchers tonight in Woodbury, it's 30 degrees. John Sands has said light snow going on. There's about a dusting to maybe a half an inch. And he took his dog out and he said it's gorgeous out. It's nice to walk in. It's quiet. It's crisp. It's a beautiful evening, and maybe you'd like to get out after watching the Olympics for the past few hours. I know I'm drained, and I'd love to go out for a little walk right now. 33 degrees in New Haven. Keith Johnson said, snow this morning, Bruce. But it certainly didn't go anywhere. Nothing really happened out of it. Now, it was an interesting type of storm because the majority of the snowfall was down to our south. In fact, northern New England didn't get much of anything. If you watch the satellite picture, note that it predominantly stayed in clear skies in northern New England. We are in the transitional area here in Connecticut, and about 3 to 5 inches of snow fell on central New Jersey. And watch the clouds just sort of spin right around New England, which was good news for us because I don't know if we really wanted another 3 to 5 inches of snow, and it also means it's going to clear us out for tomorrow. There still is a storm out there, and under other circumstances, I would think this would be dangerous. However, the jet stream is pushing this away from our region, so again, it's continuing its circular route around us. By tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, we're starting into high pressure, well entrenched in here by tomorrow afternoon, and then from Monday, maybe a little bit of clouds coming in and a chance of another small clipper like we had today on Tuesday, the first day of March. No lying. 30 degrees. Boy, is that a bad joke. 30 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow. Here's my forecast. Looks like this. What we're looking at for the rest of tonight, cloudy with a few flurries around. It'll be chilly. Low temperatures 18 to 23, winds out of the northeast. For tomorrow, Sunday, morning clouds, maybe still a flurry. I tend to doubt it. Afternoon clearing, 32 to 37, shifting winds. For Monday, the leap day of this year, morning sun, afternoon clouds, milder, 38 to 43. And a long-range forecast, showers on Tuesday, sunny on Wednesday, and increasing clouds on Thursday. And not a bad little forecast here. Just chilly and no real major storms in sight.
Okay, good news. Well, it's time to say happy birthday to a Waterbury woman. A woman who's seen February 27th 100 times. That's right. Ana Dos Santos is a full-fledged centenarian, and her family and friends gathered today to help her celebrate. And they're not the only folks who wish the mother of four happy birthday. Others included President Reagan, Governor William O'Neill, and Pope John Paul II. Well, celebrations are in order for those who won the gold tonight in Calgary.
That's right. The showdown finally happened, Witt versus Thomas. We'll also show you another heartbreaker for the Yukon Huskies this afternoon at the Civic Center. And tonight, the Whalers did battle with the Buffalo Sabres. All sports right after this.
It's as exhilarating as the downhill.
as breathtaking as the luge. Yeah. It's Volkswagen's tribute to the Winter Games. Go for it. Buy the two-door Jetta for $89.90, a price you can bank on. Beautiful. Or now, lease it for a limited time at an unparalleled $139 a month. That's it. But hurry, the clock is running, and the Jetta's going fast.
This is a certificate of deposit. This is a compact disc player. This is called a CD. This is also called a CD. At First Constitution Bank, when you open a smart CD, you can get a Magnavox CD, VCR, Movie Maker, TV, or one of these other great gifts free. Stop by any First Constitution Bank office and open a smart CD. CD.
High rates, free gifts, very smart. The Smart CD from First Constitution Bank.
Yes, sir. Chief? Set them all off? Yes, sir. The code. Quick, punch in the code. I can't remember. I gave it to you at breakfast. Now I remember. Fryhofer's raspberry crumb cake. And I love their fresh donuts. Golden corn muffins. Sir, we've done it. I said the front lawn! The front
Fryhofer's, always as good as you remember.
Deep within all of us, there exists the urge to follow the sun. Some can get there on their own. And for the rest of us...
Eastern, we've got your ticket. We're the one to the sun. We've got your ticket. We're the one to the fun. Eastern.
And no one has lower prices to the warm Florida sun than we do.
Eastern, we've got your ticket. We're the one to the sun.
Well, she gave it her best shot, but Debbie Thomas didn't win the gold tonight, but she still has a lot to be proud of.
But I think this is the first time when the aggressive style may have cost her the gold for sure. As often the case when an event is so widely anticipated, the showdown between Katarina Witt and Debbie Thomas didn't quite live up to its fans' billing tonight. But as expected, the lovely Katarina Witt of East Germany took the gold in tonight's women's figure skating finals. Witt skated rather conservatively, but she didn't make any mistakes. Now she becomes the first woman to successfully, defend her Olympic crown since Sonia Henney did it in the 30s. But the real star tonight was Elizabeth Manley of Canada, hometown hero who moved from third to second with the event's most stunning performance. She surprised a lot of people by taking the silver medal. And America's Debbie Thomas broke a lot of red, white, and blue hearts by having to settle for the bronze. Now, she did skate more aggressively than Witt, but she slipped twice during her program, and that may have cost her a gold medal. Earlier today, Italy's Alberto Tomba won the men's slalom by the smallest margin in Olympic history, 6/100ths of a second to take the gold. West Germany won the silver and Liechtenstein won the bronze. Now more on the next to the last day of the Olympics coming up on ABC's Olympic Wrap-Up right after the news. Well, with 17 games left in the season, the Whalers had a chance to make up some ground on Buffalo. It didn't happen as the Whalers lose tonight 4-3. Now, the Whalers took a 2-0 lead on the first on a 2-on-1. Dave Tippett on the right side fakes a pass to Sylvain Cote and blasts a wrister past Tom Barrasso. Buffalo ties in the second when Ray Shepard grabs his own rebound and wristed by Liut for a 2-all tie. The game winner comes in the third when Mike Donnelly in front of a Glenn Housley rebound pokes it in. As Buffalo wins it 4-3, the Whalers have lost 5 of the last 7. The Whalers now 6 points behind the Sabres and only 3 points ahead of the Nordiques, who beat Detroit 5-4. Washington shuts out the Islanders 3-0. Montreal shuts out Winnipeg. The Canadiens remain in first place, 2 points ahead of Boston, who beat Minnesota 7-4. Now, in that one, the North Stars scored 2 goals in 34 seconds. The second one on a Basil McRae slapper that Reggie Lemelin had no chance to stop, 2-zip Minnesota. And back from the Bruins with the score 3-1. Kevin Sweeney finds Jeff Courtnall for the first of 3, 3-2. In the third, Courtnall completes the hat trick with a nice move to help Boston to a 7-4 final. Now, in the AHL tonight, the Nighthawks stay 5 points behind Nova Scotia, despite beating Binghamton by a score of 3-1. At Ingles Rink tonight, Yale loses to Army 8-3. The Eli's took a 1-0 lead on a shorthanded first-period goal by Dave Tanner. After that, the wheels fell off. Mike Charette breaks the tie at 12:29 of the first with the blast. There was no D tonight, folks, as Chris Souchet at 18:52 made it 3-1, and it's still first period. Later, Army's Alan Breno makes it 4-1 with a shorthanded goal as Yale loses a 7th straight to end the season at 6-20 overall, 6-16 in the ECAC. In college hoops today, UConn rallies from a 16-point deficit only to once again fall a bit short. The Huskies lose another heartbreaker to sixth-ranked Pitt, 74-69. Panthers broke out quickly. Jerome Lane puts them up at 31-15. He led Pitt with 22 points. Cliff Robinson started and scored 16 despite a very sore right foot. He cut it to 8, but UConn trailed by 12 at the half. Phil Gamble started the Husky comeback with a pair of his 5 3-pointers. He had game-high honors with 23. And when Jeff King tapped in a Robinson miss, Pitt's lead was cut to 3 at 62-59. The Panthers upped it to 6 when Charles Smith got free for the jam. He had 20. Then with 1:39 left, Tate George drove for a 3-point play to cut it to 2, 70-68. UConn had a chance to tie, but Smith rejects Cliff Robinson with 46 ticks left. Pitt won it from the foul line, the final 74-69.
I know one thing. I know we can't beat Pitt until we be able to play Pitt, and we've showed Pitt twice that we can really play them. Our next step is to beat them, and I think that's what we're going to have to work on, whether it be in the tournament or wherever it may be, and that goes right through the entire league. That's our next goal.
UConn's third straight loss drops him to 13-12 overall, 4-11 in the conference. Now, elsewhere in the Big East, a couple of upsets. Boston College surprises St. John's 74-65, and Seton Hall gets past Villanova 84-58. Now, on the local scene, Yale beats Columbia 78-67. In triple overtime, Fairfield beats Manhattan. Central closes out the season at 10-18 with a win over Brooklyn College. SUNY of Albany beats Trinity 101-83. It was Coast Guard beating Curry College. Coast Guard wins the Commonwealth Coast Conference, and Southern Maine beats Eastern by a score of 69-52. In golf from this afternoon, Chip Beck holds a 3-stroke lead heading into tomorrow's final of the LA Open. Beck shows his nice touch with a pitching wedge on number 14. He tapped it in for par to stay at 14 under. Jay Haas is tied for second. He pars the 18th to finish at -11. Also at 11 under are Steve Ellington and Ed Fiore. In the third round of the Edna Challenge Golf in Naples, Florida, the name on the leaderboard is Bob Charles. Charles on 18 taps it in for par, preserving a 5 under par heading into tomorrow's final round. 1 stroke off the pace at 4 under is Harold Henning, and Gary Player, whose approach shot on 18 somehow manages to get around a tree. He would later sink it to save par.
It looks so easy.
And more Olympics tomorrow, the final day. Yeah, you tried. It's easy.
Thanks, AJ. And still ahead tonight, snow sculpture in Nevada, of all places. Stay with us.
Introducing the all-new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. 4-wheel disc brakes. A multi-port fuel-injected V6 engine, 4-wheel independent suspension, and aerodynamic styling even the wind can't resist. In short, the new Cutlass Supreme is not your father's Oldsmobile.
To some, a money market account is a place to put money. To others, it's a stockpile of choices. To some, a CD is just a safety belt. Others imagine a day they can take their grandchildren to the San Diego Zoo. To some, a bank is just an institution supported by columns and columns of assets. To us, at CBT, it's a place to deposit goals. It's time you got more out of a bank than money.
This is Al Terzian. Coming up Monday on Channel 8 Action News, starting live at 5, the scramble begins for tickets to the Michael Jackson concert in Hartford next month. They're being sold by a lottery, and we'll show you how it works. We'll bring you a bird's-eye view of the Nutmeg State from the time before man could fly. And Dr. Dina Dell reports on how a walk in the sun can strengthen your bones. Those stories and a lot more coming up Monday on WTNH 8 Action News, starting live at 5.
Another 30 seconds of common sense.
The Hyundai XL GLS versus the Sentra GXE, the Mazda 323 Luxury, or the Corolla LE. Ready? Air conditioning, check. Power sunroof, check. AM/FM cassette, check. Alloy wheels, check. Now check this. The Hyundai XL GLS with all these goodies still costs less than the competition without any of the goodies. Check for yourself.
Test drive the 1988 XL at your local Connecticut Hyundai dealer. We sell cars that make sense.
And finally tonight, they've been shipping away for nearly a month, and here's what the result is. Voila! A 250-ton masterpiece snow sculpture. A crew of about 10 set out to create the immense work of art, but said the warm weather in Tahoe made things difficult. It's all part of the annual snow festival at the North Shore. The sculpture will be lit each night with colored lights, creating a spectacular view. Tahoe's festival will continue until March 13th. Now there's a chip off the old block. And that wraps up this edition of Action News. For Bruce, AJ, and Elvis here, thanks for watching, everyone. Good night.
Secret places, the unknown dimension. Follow the Voyagers of Action News 8. Their mission? To explore underground rivers, to seek out hidden treasures, to board supersonic aircraft, and to boldly go where few have gone before. Starting Monday, Action News unveils territories you've never seen, secret places behind locked doors, and only Channel 8 has the key to take you there. Join Carla Wall for Secret Places, starting Monday on Action News Live at 5.
Mitsubishi. Does the ideal luxury car have what you need for both luxury and performance? Is air conditioning with automatic temperature control standard? Does it offer optional automatic electronically controlled suspension with ABS, electronic anti-lock braking? Toyota Cressida can't deliver all these features, neither can Acura Legend. So why do they cost so much more than the all-new Galant Sigma? New V6 Galant Sigma, now at your Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
This is what other muffler shops give you free with one of their brake jobs. And this is what Speedy gives you free with one of our brake jobs. 2 heavy-duty shocks installed. So now, whether you come to Speedy or go someplace else, all depends on which freebie you prefer. The Speedy Brake Special, a brake job for as low as $49.95, and 2 free shocks. More proof that at Speedy, you're a somebody.
The Connecticut Lottery has contributed over $1 billion to fund our state services and awarded over $1.25 billion in prizes to fund our schools, our roads, our services, and our dreams. When you play the Connecticut Lottery, everybody wins.
Have a sparkling day from the American Diamond Exchange, New Haven.